Restore it right starts before you start editing it is going to be our topic today on Luminar Coffee Break. Let's see what we can accomplish in 15 minutes or less, starting now. Hello, everyone. All right, I got the questions on our Facebook group many times about our photo restoration tool, and people generally are extremely excited, and so am I, with what it does. Much like a lot of people, I did the same mistake first. I just grabbed, dropped it, and let it do all the heavy lifting for me. If I didn't like the results, I would do it again until it came out perfect. Then after a while, I started to realize if we just did a little extra prepping ahead of time, the images are going to come out even better with our new restoration tool. So let me give you the example. Now, I'm going to go right up to, well, these are some of the ones that I have restored, and I'm going to show you some of the originals. But okay, here's a good example. My cousin, I love her to death. She sent me this picture, which I haven't seen of my aunt and my uncles, my Uncle John, my Uncle Fritz, and Aunt Frances and Aunt Santa. I haven't seen this picture before. Well, they had it on the side of their table. He just reached over, snapped it with a cell phone, took the shot, sent it to me and said, "Hey, Robbie, do your magic." Yes, it came out really good the first time I did it, but if he put it through a scanner, if he cleaned it up ahead of time, then we have something better to start with. So for this particular image, to make it work better is I am going to come in and I do want to crop it first, just because, you know, look at it. I don't want this to appear, and I'm going to go freeform. There we are. I don't want photo restoration to have to fix like the tablecloth. So I'm going to get it close to where we want it, right about here. Oh, that looks good. Then, already that looks much better, but I do want to get rid of that top part. Now keep this in mind, if I wanted to expand it, let's say I needed more headroom, then I would take it into the our catalog, would go to catalog, and then over here, Gen Expand. I would expand it so this way I have more headroom and more areas to work with. So when I put it through the photo restoration, it does it all in one pass. Because the order of operation, if I do it after the fact, it'll still be done. But a lot of that, like the expansion, it has to use that photo to make it look really sharp. Here, at least if I start to expand it, I can see the quality before I put it through restoration. All right, so already this image is looking good. What I think I am going to do, though, is I do want to come into develop. And let's go to the black tones a little bit. Just clean it up just a little. And then maybe a little more contrast. And let's see if the optical, here we go, the lens distortion, let's see if that helps us a little bit. Yeah, right about there. Okay, so -6 did pretty good. And I'm going to get rid of auto to fringe, just be on the safe side. And is it straight? Nope, it wasn't straight, but you know what, though? I don't like that. I'd rather it be the way I had it. No, actually, you know what? I do like it like that. All right, so now we went from, let's see, create a virtual copy. All right, so we went from this image here. All right, so we started from here, and then we came to this, all right? But look what we did. We got it looking really good. Well, let's put it this way. We got it looking better. I'm going to drop it in. Now we have a decision to make. Do I want to keep it the full restoration, where it's going to remove all the scratches and increase the color, or if I just want the scratches? I am going to put full for now. And the reason for that is I could always go back into Luminar Neo and our edit tools and go back and give it a color treatment that matches the time and error of the when the photo was taken. I like the color ones. So it's going to take a little bit when we do this, but I mean, look at some of these. These here, I think they sent them to me on purpose to see how far we could really push the software, and it does an amazing job. So let's see, this one down here was absolutely amazing. Well, again, here's another one my brother sent me. He had it in a frame. For the love of God, take it out of the frame at least, and then scan it. Nope, didn't want to do that. So I had to fix it inside Luminar Neo. All right, so we just, oh, there, look at them. There they are. My Uncle John, I love this look. I sent this off to my cousins. They wrote back, Robbie, you're still our favorite. I mean, I can't explain with what this restoration tool is doing. But again, notice how we made it look better. We went from the original, let's get back to it up here, and we brought it in and let it clean up. So now you're wondering, well, what would happen if I just did this and just hit restore? We'll compare the results. Sometimes it'll look great, sometimes it won't. Because remember, it's AI, it's an assistant for us. It's not well, this is going to be perfect. If you want it perfect, prep it. Now, if they had the original image, let's say in a beautiful, stored in a box, in a photo box, where there's no air got to it, and it looks like the original, the very first day they got it, we wouldn't have to use our tool. But as you know, that's not what happens. A lot of these images are, especially my family, are put in a box and they're not stored properly. Store the photos correctly. Now, if you are in charge of your family's history and your job is to restore all of this, get a good scanner. It doesn't have to be too expensive, or you could use your phone, but I'd recommend a good scanner. Get a good scanner, and then start scanning these. In a lot of new scanners, which are really cool, you can put multiple images or multiple photos on the scanning bed, hit scan, and it individually scans each of them. In the old days, let's say it's an 8x10, it would scan all 5 of those images as one 8x10, then you would have to go in and crop them all out. Well, the problem is the resolution is for that 8x10. Well, now when you crop it, it's even smaller for the image. The new way of doing it is they're pinpointing and putting all those pixels into that little photo so you have the best results. All right, so let's see what we did here. Look at this. It still came out decent, but look, I saw the tablecloth, and then here, I mean, I don't know. I don't like it as obviously, I don't like it as much. So now that was the preparation. Well, now what do we do after we restore it? Well, I am going to come in here, and I do want to take noiseless, and I do want to make sure the noise is taken out. That looks good. And then maybe come in and enrich the black tone just a little bit more. Let's take on the highlights a little bit more. Ah, there we go. And then let's say color. I do want to desaturate the entire image just a bit, but then bring back the muted colors with vibrancy. I didn't realize how much my Uncle Fritz was a lot whiter in the image. All right, let's see. Before, after. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep it. I'm going to erase it because I actually like the way the color is. Now, at this point, you can come back in and maybe just add a little structure. Now, I'm not going to use structure AI because it's going to affect the face. It's not going to affect the faces. It's only going to affect everything around it. So I want to do details. And I just want just a little bit. Not too crazy. Just enough. There we go. And then if we do want a treatment to it, we can come in under toning. Mood. And let's go with creative. Wooden always looks pretty good. There we go. There's the color toning. Or let's go with creative. You actually just do this. If I just go through these like this, there it is, sepia. That looks decent. Smoke. And then, of course, let's see. No, I'm going to leave it right where it's at. Then, of course, I can always come in. And if I decide to make a virtual copy, and look at that, it's black and white. That came out great as black and white. I could even come in and with the black and whites for saturation, just bring it up just a little bit. So now I'm getting like a muted effect. Move all of them up a little more. There we go. And then, there we are. So I could almost like you're colorizing the image, but you make a decision. I don't mind that. That's not as bad, but I do like just black and white. That looks pretty cool too. All right. So those were some of them. Now I will go back to my grandmother's, the shot for my grandmother. Let's see. Here it is. And again, my brother had this image. We've never seen this image before. So look at this. That's my grandmother. He has it by his nightstand. So let's see which one I did. I believe, yep, this one right here. All right. Well, it's my grandmother. I am going to do, that's not it. Where are my edits? Oh, you know what? Right here will tell me. Yep, so this was edited. Yep, this was the one. Okay, so here's my grandmother. And these are the different edits that we're going to do with it. Now watch this. Ready? She must have had a hairnet or something on, because look, there it is. I can imagine my father saying, "Hey, Mom, take off your hairnet." But there was the mark on her, so we got rid of that. Now the skin, again, my grandmother. I don't want her looking like a supermodel. I like these wrinkles. I like just those lines because it's character. It tells a story. It tells a great story. I don't want her to look so. And I'm going to do it gradually just so I have enough with my grandmother to where it just softens it. Then here's our face. And this is the part I really love to do. Look at her eyes. Watch this. Before, after. I know she has brown eyes, obviously. So I'm going to select the same color eyes she has. I'm not going to do this and give her blue eyes. I'm going to give her her original eye color. But look what that did for me. Then I can come in, and here's the little flare, putting it underneath. Better depth to this image. There we go. Look at that. Before, after, and this is after the fact. Now, our new light depth tool. This was amazing. I didn't think of it. Somebody here on Coffee Break mentioned it. So I started using it more. Look at this. All right, that's awesome. So again, what we just did there is we took an image that in the past would have been, look at this. There was no way we could have restored. And then with some tweaking, we took it to a level like this. But again, it starts in the beginning. If my brother sent me a better scanned image, I know it would come out even better than this. Once I get the image, crop it, adjust it, remove any distracting elements that are in the image, run it through just a basic enhancement, just to get some areas fixed, and then you still have all these incredible tools. Like in this case here, if I did want to expand that image of my grandmother, I could move it, I could use Gen Expand and give her more headroom. wider. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe I did this as an 8x10. Let's see, so it's 4x5. Oh, there it is. So look, so there it is. That's an 8x10. Incredible. Don't forget to make a space. And let's see if I have one here. Family restoration. Yep, here it is. Yep, there it is. Then export them to your spaces. Send that link to your family and friends. And now they can share with what you have. So once again, export, either public spaces, either select. And by the way, Dell here on, and it put expires and then put the date on it. This way, when your family and friends are going to download them, or when they review them, you tell them, you better download those because it's going to expire on February 14th. You don't have to let it expire. But by putting that little date in there, urgency. Now they're not going to call you a year, say, did of grandma and mom and dad. Well, where are they? Nope. Right there is going to be a perfect way to get that. So you're using the new spaces to deliver those images to everyone. All right. Now, I'm really excited to share something new with you too. We're starting a new series because you know I've been traveling quite a bit lately. You know, I went to Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York City, then came back to New Jersey, taught some classes. A good friend of ours came back from Costa Rica. So we're, and let's see, right here. Let me get that out of the way. All right. It's the Behind the Shot series. So when I go on and I do these webinars, or not webinars, workshops, when I go out to do workshops with people, I would love to take all of you with me, but we know that's not the case. So instead, we'll go to the workshop like this. I'll go to it. Then we'll add a webinar app. You can ask questions on what was happening. I'm going to do the same that I did, or the photo walk I did for B&H in New York City. The shots that these people were getting, some were using a mobile phone, were just amazing. So you're not only going to hear from me, but you'll hear from people who attended the workshops. And then if you happen to be in those areas, it'd be great. So we'll be starting that again. One more time, here it is. All right, that's the link for this one coming up. And I'm going to teach about portrait lighting. So we'd love to have you guys there. All right, now if you're here, please stick around for the Ask Me Anything segment. For everyone else, thanks so much for watching. And next coffee break.